we haven't reviewed a family film yet. Would you like to maybe watch a teaser trailer of some kind for a family movie?
That sounds wholesome.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantastic Short Story Society, where Scott and I review, comment on, discuss, want your opinions on upcoming movie trailers, TV series trailers. And we have one that just the title alone has me interested. And then the fact that there are 2 star names in this that I'm interested in as well. I'm curious. We're totally going in blind here, so we have no idea what to expect.
I know earlier this week I was looking at the Bleecker Street upcoming release schedule, and I saw Sasquatch Sunset on the list. I'm like, well, okay, I'm in, whatever that means.
Right.
And then to see that Jesse Eisenberg is in it, playing a Sasquatch, I don't know what to expect at all, but I'm looking forward to it.
I know. It's ridiculous. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
So the funny thing is, I've been out twice on Bigfoot hunting expeditions. A friend of mine is really down the rabbit hole with all this stuff, and I'm telling you, I don't know. I didn't see Bigfoot, but we had weird experiences in this big, remote, forested area. So who am I to say yes or no? I didn't see him.
I remember some of the video that you showed, and it was weird. There were some very strange moments that we were like, okay, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And I believe Scott. Like, I obviously I've known Scott a long time. He's not going to make this crap up.
Yeah, and I do have to say that for a long time, one of the most viewed videos on the ISA's page was my coverage of a documentary titled Big Fur, which followed a taxidermist who used his knowledge of animals and of taxidermy to create this concept of what a Bigfoot would look like. And then also from his perspective, looking at the Patterson gimlet, the really famous, walking Sasquatch, he pointed out these little things that, certain elements of the dimensions don't add up to being a human or an ape. So it's something that's something else. But the fact that it was one of our most viewed videos for a long time, shows that there's a lot of people that are interested in this stuff.
I'm interested. I'm not convinced. Obviously, I mean, that's an easy thing to say. I think the only way I'd be convinced is if I saw one, because video can be so manipulated these days. But I think that the hard part for me, I'm a skeptic believer when it comes to all this stuff, ghosts, and for those of you who want to listen to our podcast, the Fantastic Story Society, we talk about these things all the time, aliens and ghosts and hauntings and all these things. The hard part for me is, how many Bigfoot shows are on TV and have been on TV? Has anyone found anything, like quite literally anything that's of concrete evidence? And then it bothers me that some of the theories go to, well, they're interdimensional beings, and so they just I'm like, well, okay, we have literally no way to prove that.
Right.
So I want to believe that these things are potentially real. There's so much acreage on this planet that we've never set foot on. And so it's possible there are other species out there. This one, I don't know. It's a little much.
I 100% go down that rabbit hole to be able to explain why we haven't found them. And I do, my friend, he found these in the snow out in the middle of Wisconsin, Bigfoot prints, whatever. I don't know. For the time being, that's all you can call them, into the snow that he followed, like, oh my gosh, no way. And they just stopped. They're just, the next step never happened. So I guess he shifted back to his own dimension. I have no idea.
Right. I mean, maybe I believe in other dimensions. And so I'm not saying it's impossible that everybody's dumb or wrong for thinking of it. But I would need to sit on a hilltop at sunset with the Sasquatch to be able to say, well, I believe in this.
I might know the right people to be able to line that up for you. And I think because we were even talking this in depth about it, that Ari Aster is the perfect person to be the producer on a movie like this.
So explain.
Well, just that his movies, whether it's Hereditary, A Midsummer, they're so thought-provoking and sometimes twisted and weird that you can't, even if you don't like the movie, you can't leave one of his movies and not have an opinion on it, not continue talking about it afterwards.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are pre-talking about this movie this long is maybe telling.
Yeah, we should just get into the trailer. Let's see Jesse Eisenberg as Mr. Bigfoot.
What are we getting into? Sundance. That's great.
Yeah, right. There is. Screeching hawk at the beginning of a trailer. It's always a good way to start.
Come on.
No. Oh my God. I love that they're putting names next to them.
Right. Tree knocking. That's great.
Well, it's definitely intriguing, but I
Yeah.
have absolutely no idea what the story is. I wonder if it's almost shot in like a documentary style kind of thing where we're just getting to know them.
It feels that way a lot, although seeing the big X on the tree made me think that that might be where dilemma comes in, that maybe
Right.
there's, you know, deforestation, that kind of a fern gully, if you will.
Okay. Boy, well done reading into that because I didn't see that. So
But then
it's
once they
possible.
introduced that, they never got back to it though. So I don't know.
Yeah, there was no story reference in the trailer, which in a lot of ways for this movie, I was gonna say this type of movie, but for you probably don't need it because it's just a bunch of ridiculous moments. I'm definitely intrigued though.
Absolutely intrigued, and I think from a story perspective, there was a lot that was sinking into me. Humanity, we can relate to these entities walking around, and I have a feeling that we're going to start to feel emotionally connected to them. There's going to be some heartbreak that as an audience member you'll feel, and that's kind of the magic of movies, that you can go into something absurd and find yourself in that world completely invested.
I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah. I don't know. I think so. That's my opinion of it. It made me think of a really great time travel movie with, I think it was Vincent D'Onofrio and Marissa Tomei, called Happy Accidents, which unheard of movie. It's so good. And again, it's a guy that claims he's a time traveler, and if you don't know if he's out of his mind half the time, but you find yourself being so emotionally connected to what's happening because it's just, at the end of the day, it's humanity and it's life. And these are all things that we can connect with, even if the bigger elements, the bigger themes are unrealistic.
And that when you mentioned that, it reminded me of Safety Not Guaranteed, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Right.
Like seriously top 10. It's just so good and well done. And the way they pull you into a ridiculous situation, and then you find yourself 45 minutes in and you've forgotten what time it is. Like you just can't stop watching. So hopefully that's what it is. Hopefully Ari Aster puts us on a fun little adventure and we get to spend some time with Sasquatch.
Yeah. And I hope as the release date gets closer that they don't reveal anything more. I think let's just go on that journey. I think that was enough of a hook to go in and say, like, yeah, I want to see whatever the hell this is going to end up being.
So real quick, what is the release date?
The release date is April 19th. So
April
as
19th.
We're recording this, about a week and a half away.
Nice. Okay.
And I think that this is one where it's going to be a word of mouth cult hit.
I think, yeah. And we should ask our teammates with the ISA if any of them saw them while they were at Sundance. And I don't remember anyone mentioning that they watched it. So we'll be interested to hear what they said if they watched it. But also for all of you watching this, put your comments in there. Smash that subscribe button.
Sasquatch smash.
I heard Sasquatch smash. Sasquatch that subscribe button.
I do have my little beef squatch that was watching along with us from Bob's
He's
Burgers.
got a burger body.
Yeah, from Bob's Burgers, beef squatch.
Beef squash. Let us know what y'all think, and we'll be back with more as soon as we're able.